After being thrown into the forest by Rose, Usato finds himself being chased by the same grand grizzly bear he is supposed to defeat. After running for a while, he musters up the courage to fight the bear. However, before he can act, 2 more grand grizzly bears appear. Thus, Usato immediately starts running in full gear. He manages to avoid a confrontation by jumping into a waterfall. Meanwhile, Usato expresses his frustration with Rose by calling her a demon or an ogre. The next morning, Usato finds a rabbit that is hurt. Thus, Usato decides to heal the rabbit. Interestingly, the rabbit can understand Usato. The rabbit unexpectedly becomes very attached to Usato. After that, the rabbit also leads him to the bear's den. Usato realizes that the bears look like a family. Usato continues to observe the grizzly bears. He also implies that the cub blue grizzly bear is kind of cute. After a while, Usato suffers from water intoxication after drinking unfiltered river water, but he manages to use his healing magic to treat himself. Then the rabbit leads him to a pure water source. While wandering around, Usato comes across a giant snake monster. By the way, this snake is a modified monster released by the Demon Lord army. Nonetheless, Usato continues to observe the bears. Despite being reluctant, Usato finally decides to confront the grizzly bears. But when he reaches the bear's den, he witnesses an unbelievable sight. He spots both adult bears have been eliminated. Usato realizes that only the giant snake could have done this. He also concludes that the snake eliminated those 2 bears for fun, since it didn't eat any of the bears. Fortunately, the bear cub survives the attack by hiding. But the little guy has lost his family. Being a kind-hearted person, Usato promises to avenge this. Thus, he confronts the giant snake. Initially, he tries to run away due to fear. But then he spots the same bear cub trying to fight the snake. Thus, with no other choice, Usato also jumps in. Usato manages to destroy one of the snake's eyes. The snake then bites Usato's arm. But Usato manages to counterattack using his knife. The bear cub also helps Usato. Usato then manages to knock the snake out by punching it. After a while, the snake starts moving again, but Usato is unable to move. Well, he is exhausted due to using heal too much. As the snake closes in, Usato's life flashes before his eyes, and he then expresses his anger at Rose. But then Rose comes and defeats the snake in an instant. Well, it turns out the rabbit is Rose's pet, and Rose has sent the rabbit to watch over Usato. And Rose also implies she was always in close proximity. Then she reveals that she would have stepped in if things went south. She also reveals that she never expected Usato to beat a grand grizzly. Well, she wanted him to gain some experience by fighting a stronger opponent. Meanwhile, the bear cub becomes very attached to Usato.
ブルーグリズリーお前も連れて行く